favorite cookie crumb fun here, and today for dinner we're having sweet and sour chicken. So it is a Trim Healthy Mama recipe. This is the recipe that I'm using. It's from Mrs. Criddle's Kitchen, and I'll have a link to it below. It is not in the Trim Healthy Mama book, and it is going to be an E, because we're having it over brown rice, and there's the pineapple in it. So if you just hang in, I will be making the recipe and you can watch along. Alright, so first thing I gotta do is cook my chicken. I need 3 chicken breasts. I'm gonna cook them up in chunks, cut them up in chunks, and then I'm gonna cook them in my pan with a little bit of coconut oil. Not too much because this is an E. So now that I got my chicken cooked, I'm going to cut up my vegetables. The recipe calls for 2 to 3 bell peppers, I'm using green, and 1 onion sliced into rings. Alright, so I got all my veggies cooked up. I added the onions to the pan. Now I'm going to add the green peppers. I'm going to let this cook and get the veggies soft. I already added salt. So now I'm going to get all my ingredients out for the sauce. Alright, so now I got all my ingredients for the sauce. And I'm going to need to open up my cans of pineapple. Well, that's really hard to open. Oh, alright, I had to use my super strength for that one. Let's see, do it without breaking a nail. Oh, come on, it's my workout. Here we go. Okay, so I need a 1.5 cups of pineapple chunks. I'm going to put extra in for my children. Save the juice from the pineapple chunks and set aside. Alright, so now I'm going to use the pineapple juice as the base for the sauce. I'm going to drain each can into here. Try to get pineapple that doesn't have any added sugar in it. Alright, and then I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of vinegar. Just use plain white vinegar for this. And I'm sure that if you use apple cider vinegar, it would change the taste dramatically. And then you're going to need to add 6 tablespoons of liquid aminos. And I only have this much left of my liquid aminos. This is what I use for liquid aminos. Most grocery stores sell this. This is not an item that you only can buy online. You can buy this in most grocery stores or health food stores nowadays. So I'm just going to add what I have left. Probably only a couple tablespoons. It's like soy sauce is what it is. It's a healthy alternative to soy sauce, and I love this stuff. So now I have to buy more. Alright, so we have that all mixed together. And now I'm going to add sweetener. Up to 4 tablespoons of sweetener. So I'm going to add, let's see, I think about 3 of them equal, 3 or 4 packets equal a tablespoon. I think I have 8 here, 9 maybe. This is the sweet and the sweet and sour. So I'm going to put this, you can probably use stevia extract if you have that. You could probably use, if you have liquid stevia, like in those dropper bottles that I use from Sweet Leaf, you could probably use some of that. Just adjust the taste as you add some into it. You can use any of the Trim Healthy Mama sweeteners. You probably use xylitol or erythritol, or Swerve, the pure stuff. Alright, so that's all added. Now, the last ingredient I'm going to add to the sauce is xanthan gum. Now, this is a packet of xanthan gum that I bought and put in another jar. This is just like this. This is one of those special ingredients that everyone gets worried about on Trim Healthy Mama. If you can say that, I'll give you $1. Glucomannan. Is that it? Glucomannan. Glucomannan? You know what we call it? Glucy. If you ever hear anybody talk about Glucy, that's what this is. It from the konjac root, and it is all fiber, and you use this as a thickener. Now the recipe calls for xanthan gum. Now if you only have a Walmart to shop at, you're not going to find this at Walmart. But you'll find this at health food stores or Sprouts or someplace. I don't know about Trader Joe's, but those places. And this xanthan gum, it begins with an X, and at Walmart I found it in the little packets in the gluten-free area. It comes in the little paper packets that look like the yeast comes in. That's where I first bought xanthan gum. Xanthan gum and the Glucy work the same, even though Glucy works better, and it's better. It's because it's the fiber, which, you know, fiber is good for everybody. And this is what you can use instead of this. Use the xanthan gum. But I am going to use this because I have it. And 2 teaspoons. I'm going to use just under 2 because it thickens better. Alright? So I'm going to whisk that together, and that is going to make my sauce and thicken it up really good. Just giving my veggies a stir over here. Oh, this smells good. You know that smell that peppers and onions has? That's what it smells like over here. Alright, those are cooked. Ooh, that pan is hot. I'm going to turn my heat down. Okay, so let's mix this in. This is something that you can add to your Trim Healthy Mama shakes, your protein shakes, and it adds fiber, but it also helps thicken the shake if you like a thicker shake, so you blend it longer or less if you don't want it too thick. But this helps thicken it, but it also, like I said, it adds fiber, but it helps make it smooth. I was making the fat stripping frap without adding this to it, and then one day I added the xanthan gum to it, and it made a world of a difference. I could not believe how much smoother it was, and it was so much more enjoyable that way as well. So as this cooks in the pan, I'm going to pour this over the chicken and veggies. It's going to thicken up. So I'll bring the camera closer to the food so that you can see it. Alright, so just give me a second. Alright, so I brought you closer. This is what all my chicken yumminess and veggies look like. And And so I'm going to throw in the sauce. And it is definitely going to thicken as it cooks. You can see it's kind of already gelled up just that little bit right here. I don't know if you can see that, but in the bottom of the pan, I don't know, you probably can't see that, little pieces of thick stuff. Like when you make Jell-O. Alright, so I'm going to put all of this together. Alright, so we just got a little sauce in there. Excuse me, I'm going to let this simmer for about 15 minutes, the recipe says, and the sauce will thicken up. Oh, it smells good. Smells like sweet and sour sauce, but with all real natural ingredients and good for you. See, and even if you don't eat Trim Healthy Mama, you can make this recipe because you just use a different thickener, of course, for the sauce, because it's a healthier version of it. And you could probably add carrots to it to give it some more color. Yep, it's thickening up. I can see it thickening up right there. Alright, so now I'm going to also throw in the pineapple. This is going to be so good. I'm really looking forward to dinner. So we'll mix this together, let it sit a little bit longer to thicken. It's thickening up really pretty quick though right now. If you don't have a big family like mine, you could probably half the recipe or just make the full recipe and just use it for lunches and leftovers the next couple days. Freeze it. You know, tweak it to make it right for you. But remember, it is an E with all this vegetable or the pineapple in it. Just make sure you don't eat too much pineapple because it is a sugary, naturally sugary vegetable. You don't want to spike your blood glucose too high. Alright, so there you go. I'm a stir. I like to stand here and stir, I guess. Alright, so I'm going to let that sit there on low. I got it on number 3. And then we'll come back when I plate it up. Alright, so this dinner is done. The rice is done. I got rice in my bowl. All the family is eating. And I'm going to pour some on here for me. Make sure I get lots of peppers. Lots of sauce. Oh, this is going to taste so delicious.
Stop.
Try not to get too much pineapple. Because you got to remember, this is an E. We don't want to go overboard with our carbs. Just because you can have carbs doesn't mean you can have an unlimited supply. Just adding some chicken. Alright. There it is, our finished dinner, sweet and sour chicken. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos.